Good morning. Good morning. Let me turn the music off that's in my ear because I'm just a bad host. Didn't know if I was going to be alone. Good morning, Sylvia, Uni FPP. Good morning, Lori, Sherlock Sews. How's everybody doing this morning? Give me just a minute to wake up. I'm Colleen Sews and Chats, and welcome to my home and my sewing area. Don Denny, good morning. How are you? Oh, goodness. Barely awake. I got up right after my husband left about 5:10. Got the bed made, got dinner started in the crock pot, got my coffee made, and I'm here. Let's just be happy for that. We're here. Use some chocolate for my coffee. It's pretty cold here. I don't know. I think it said it was in the 30s. Maybe it's in the 40s. Okay. And good morning, Nightbot. Clearly my voice isn't waking up this morning. Let's see. What was I going to do? Sylvia. Sherlock Sews says it's cold out and need tons of coffee. I miss that. LOL, yeah. No doubt. You guys see my short this morning? It made me so happy, that song. I don't know why that song just, maybe it's because it came out when I was younger. Maybe there's nostalgia attached to it. I don't know. His shoulders moving though. I am going to be working on restraightening the things I just shoved to the side so I can sit down over here. Let's see, they call it a mosaic. Mosaic from the Quilt Builder card deck. And I ordered the one with the triangles. I got my notice from Halo Inspirations that got back in stock, and so I ordered the other one. I should be getting it probably by the end of the week. They have really fast shipping right now. Oh goodness, Lori says it's raining and may get snow flurries today. Oh, I like snow flurries. I don't want to drive in snow flurries though. And I am, let's see if I can turn that on. I know it's gonna blind y'all. These, can't remember if it's unfinished. I'm pretty sure this size is finished. It actually tells in the card deck. I'll look because I forget, since I'm not following those directions. Being a rebel today. Good morning, Miss Ellen. Thank you. Oh, it is good to see you. Yeah, my schedule's crazy. I don't get to be anywhere or do anything I want to nowadays. Yeah, you know you're old when you're going like this to look at things. Well, your eyes are old. I know it says somewhere, I just don't remember where. Tell you what, you want to know? Buy your own box. No, I'll figure it out eventually. I'm just in a hurry and my mind doesn't want to focus. It's kind of dark over here. I didn't shut this light off so I didn't blind everybody. And Miss Ellen is in the bot. Let's see. Make sure my cursor is on there. She goes live Tuesdays and Saturdays. Miss Ellen needs coffee now. Get it. I bet you I've got the one card that doesn't say it. Yeah, there's several in here I missed grab. Melissa would know. She hasn't. Her mind keeps up a whole lot better than mine. Speaking of Melissa, she's well on her way to 1K. Very happy for her. I'm done digging. But what I'm doing is I'm just picking the size of fabric I've got, and I make it, and I see what happens when I'm done. This one, I wanted to try the 4 at a time flying geese method. There is also a link for the chart I'm using. There's 2 charts. The second one I'm actually using. The first one I like, though. Oh, Sherlock Rose is going to climb the stairs for her glasses. Anyway, let's see. Dawn says, I think Melissa at Practically Creative uses or just got those cards. Are they worth it? I'm not a fan of the directions on the back. They have some directions, but then you need the box to explain the, what do you call that? Explain the cuts and everything. The symbol directions, I guess, is what it is. $15. I don't know. I've made all of these except for that top middle one. That top middle one was Lisa Caput. I really like it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've made 8 following my own directions and stuff. So I think it was worth it, and I am very stingy when it comes to spending money. I don't know that the light dark triangles are going to be worth it to me because I'll draw things out, but it's probably going to be a time saver. And the light dark triangle box, you can make, this is on the box, it's on the store, it's not showing anything they don't show. You can take their triangles and configure these yourself. And I don't know how big the black and white triangles are that they sell, but I'll get that by the end of the week. And it was, I think I paid about $15 for it, plus shipping. I have the original box in here, but I've got it from the manufacturer. I would look other places too. Sometimes they're not the cheapest, and I'm whispering, sorry. This Ellen, let's see, did I miss anything else? I'm really enjoying this. I like, and I'll get back to the comments in just a second. I like doing things on my own, figuring out on my own, better than I like quilt-alongs and following something that's drawn out. I don't have the bandwidth for that. I really enjoyed, apparently that's probably what I'm going to do, is just grab a block somebody else has already made to give my mind that rest from figuring out all the little cuts and stuff. Now, where was I? Miss Ellen says, thank you, Colleen. Will you be interested in joining a Zoom sew and chat with Quilting It for the Soul and myself? Anyone is welcome. When is it? I am in and out of the house. That's why I'm on at 6 o'clock my time. I love Sarah at Quilting for the Soul. I'm sure she's in my bot. I put most channels that I follow. Let's see. Anyone is welcome to their sew along. I need to check that out. Cool. I am out of the house for 5 hours. My back really gives out by 2 in the afternoon, which I'm not done with my driving by then. So it's a whole lot of juggling. Good morning, Kim. Glad to see you. Glad to see you were feeling a little bit better this weekend and still praying for you. Kim says, hi, Colleen and everyone. I haven't been to sleep. Oh, no. I am so sorry. That is so awful. I didn't sleep much. My mind hasn't adjusted to doing lives, so it starts going, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? What did you forget? All night long. I've got my window open. Miss Ellen says she's praying for restoration. And Miss Ellen is quite the prayer warrior. Love her. And Kim and everyone. Let's be generous. Dawn says, hi, Kim, no sleep. Oh my gosh, I couldn't function, no doubt. No doubt. Okay. Where am I going to start? Because it's only 10 minutes in. I should get started. I was going to tell you what sizes. I don't think I did. The sizes on the back of these are 6 to 36 inches. Now, some of my blocks have come out 5 1/4, and this one is unfinished. Let's see if I can. Upside down works when I'm not on a live. Put that around and use the measuring part of it. This one looks like it's going to measure about, let's see, that's 3 1/2 by, oops, 7 3/4. So it's going to probably be about 7 3/4 square. I say about because mine don't always come out perfect, but I plan on stashing them. Only a couple weeks left till Halloween, and then I'll start on my Christmas stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to get there, but okay. So 4 at a time flying geese. The first time I tried it last night, seemed to work out really good. The way the Quilt Builder card deck has you do it is in half square triangles, which works too. You just have more seams. That's how I did the first one. Don Denny says, weren't you doing the oversized churn dash using different blocks in the center? Different blocks in the center. I'm sure is what that's supposed to say. I did a fussy cut with the churn dash, and I also have this one. I think it's called the economy block that I was thinking about putting a churn dash around. I'm just doing whatever catches my fancy, and I think I have time to get in. This one, Monday mornings, it's going to be easy. I'm not going to do anything terribly complicated, terribly time consuming, because I don't have the time. That's why everything is pre-cut, because I know people like to see the cuts and the measurements and all that stuff. So I'm trying. Oh, Miss Campbell says she's sorry. Hello, Sherlock. She has on her glasses. Still overlooked you. Too busy running her mouth. I love to watch Miss Ellen. She just talks things through in such a calming way. You're good, Miss Ellen. Sherlock so says you're good. Oh, guess who, Nancy? Good morning. It's good to see you. I've been praying for you too. Miss Ellen, I pray for everybody. If you don't pray, it's okay. I'm not going to push you into it. Just saying that's what I do. Nancy, been praying for your husband. And how are you feeling? I think I was watching a live replay last week. From last weekend, maybe? The weekend before this past one. Let's see, where did I put my measurements? The measurements are in the details box below that I'm using, and they're my measurements, so no worries about giving them away. To make the 4 flying geese, you start with 1 large block, and mine is 4 1/4. And I just moved those blocks. And then the smaller blocks, the smaller squares, you need 4 for each large one. Those are 2 3/8. Don't be afraid of the 8s. It's just another mark on the ruler. Aw. Oh, I missed something. Guess who? Nancy says we should get to go home today. Praise God. Yes, Kim. Hallelujah. And Miss Ellen says she wants to make that. The sizes I used are below. So, and you can do it on your own. You just need 8 flying geese altogether. So everything I've got right here already cut, double to get enough for everything. And all that's in the bottom. Let's see, the small ones, 2 3/8, the large one, 4 1/4. Get that out of the way because I don't have enough room. And I learned yesterday, I do want, when you put them cross corner, I'm not going to take them off again because then I'm fidgeting more. When you put them cross corner here, you'll get your ruler. This one's too small. And I draw a line across the center, corner to corner, and we're going to sew on either side. See, I think I can see it, but then when I watch this, I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm sorry. Draw the line in the center, and I used my friction pen. It's going to be cut, so it doesn't really matter if it came back or not. I'll use pencil. I've also used washable markers to draw for quilting on my quilts. Sorry about that. But anyway, draw the line. I'm going to pin these because they shifted on me the other day. Yesterday. First time I made them. Let's see. Ouch. Ignore the man behind the curtain that fell. My fingers don't know they're not pin cushions. I'm just pinning far enough away that they won't interrupt my presser foot, hopefully, when I get it over there. Bargello clear. I think I missed something. Bargellos are very pretty. So I've got these pinned. There's little spider webs on that one. And the other one, it's a I'm going to say it wrong. So it's in the description box. Something about haunted ewes is line. I have my 1/4 foot on. I really appreciate everyone joining me this morning. This is the 1/4 foot that I use. And I use the 1/4, whoops, focus, there we go. The 1/4 is right there that I'm following, not back here. I say that all the time because I didn't know when I started quilting. I had a hard time finding someone explaining that that's where you're supposed to follow your fabric at. In fact, I didn't hear it explained until this year. I was probably just watching the wrong people. I can't even pin right. They shifted on me. Such is life. Okay, so my line is going. I'm going to start sewing from this side. That way this side stays down and I'm not pushing it up with my presser foot as I go down. Thank you, Sherlock. She said she could see the lines. Thank you. Miss Ellen says, please everyone give Colleen the thumbs up. We very much appreciate it. And if you haven't visited Miss Ellen and Sylvia, and I don't know where Sylvia went. Sylvia, are you lurking now? I got a little carried away. Miss Ellen and Sylvia. Whoops. Let's get that. Sylvia, you want to check them out. I hang on to my threads. I know people use leaders and enders. Did it in school when I supposedly learned to sew. I didn't learn to sew. right on the other side of the line. Oops. And I'm not even going to lift up my needle. I'm just going to flip it around. Line up the quarter with that line again. Let her go. Oh, good morning, Sojourney. Tracy is here. It's good to see you. Find my longer ruler. Pardon my reach. I've sewn on either side of that line. Now I'm going to cut corner to corner. Wow. This is metal, and it got cold sitting in front of this window. Dawn Denise says she hates stabbing herself with pens. Just can't use the Wonder Clips. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I like to use them when I can because I hate stabbing myself with pens too. And now I'm pressing these back. Just a quick finger press. And now let's see if I can remember to do this right. I've also got a diagonal line drawn on these pieces. There you go. Hope you can see it. From corner to corner on both pieces. And that will line up in the corner of the flying geese. That's where my line is. So it's going right down this flying geese. I won't need the pins for this one. Mostly because they assault me when I use them and I don't like it. So line that line up, going straight down the middle. And this is called 4 at a time, no waste. And I like it. If you've got to make 4, actually, if you just want to make extras, this is the way to go. It doesn't waste fabric. Who doesn't want that? Now I'm going to sew on, trying to keep up with chat. Kim says she hangs on to the threads too. So does Sherlock sews. Miss Ellen says, is that Miss Sylvia back? If so, I love to watch her as well. I have been dreaming about Aboriginal fabric. Oh, telling you, tea quilts. She shows the prettiest fabrics. Okay, sidetracked. Back to the sew part. I'm going to sew down each side. How do I want to start that? And I'm going to sew them like this, chain piecing them. I think that's how I did it last night. Is that how I did it last night? Who knows? I kind of slept since then. I bet it's not because that doesn't feel right. So I'm going to start on this other side. Lining the line up with the side of my presser foot that I showed you. See? Don't hang on to those threads. They want to go in. Yeah, this will work. This is the only camera I have for lives. I could get 2 cameras. I think that you can do 2 cameras with the paid subscription. There's also a changer thing. It's a tech thing that you can get multiple cameras going, and I'm just not going to do that. And honestly, the more money I spend on cameras and stuff like that, the less money I have to spend on fabric. And right now there's not any. So do with what we got and be thankful we've got it. I am very thankful, and I have enough. Nobody take that the wrong way. I have more than enough. I'm just continuing to look this up because it's trying to flip me right there. While I'm at it, I need to remember to say thank you to all the new subscribers too. I very much appreciate it. Oops, I'm just cutting the chains. I just use what's on my machine. It works just fine for me. Okay, now I've gotten both those sewn. And I'm going to read the chat. Now I can use a smaller ruler too. As I cut corner to corner between those lines again. Okay, so I'm not going to read the chat as I do this, but as soon as I'm done doing this, whoops. And then finger press it back. Don't get too rough with it. I tend to get rough with it and it stretches it out. When I say that, I mean pulling. And I'm just doing it like this. This way I can see in a minute when I need to see to keep those tips. I'll be able to see that. Normally we press to the dark side, press open, press however you want. If you're going to send it to a long armor, I would suggest talking to a long armor. And now the fun part of trimming the dog ears off. Still a lot less work than the HSTs. Okay, back to chat real quick. Let's see, Kim says, I'm glad when I can sit and sew, but I'm getting lots of ideas. I know, right? Can't do everything, but all the ideas, always have pen and paper nearby. And save to the playlists and stuff. Already read that. Miss Ellen asked, Colleen, what do you think about the gaming chair to sew in? Let me get coffee and we'll talk about that. I just wanted a break for coffee. So. The gaming chair is great. I think, oh, there is my friend Dee Dee. Good morning. Look at me skipping ahead. Okay. Oh, I love seeing Dee Dee in the chat. She is so sweet. And if you haven't visited her, and I will get back to the gaming chair, I promise. She's in the bot. Dee Dee is from My Big Tidy Up. She does organizing, decluttering. If you need some tidying inspiration, the woman has got it. And she is funny. Lori, I see you. I saw what you did. Everybody's saying hello to Dee Dee. Thank you for being so kind and welcoming. Quilters are so sweet. The gaming chair. The gaming chair is great. I like the one with the movable arms. This one's worn. I took kid's old one. The movable arms. That way when I need to put this chair away, it slides under here better for me. It has very nice cushion. But like any chair, that wears out. I have got it's a crate mattress topper from Walmart. It's foam. And I cut it up. I added extra to the bottom of this. And I've added extra lumbar to the back of this. That's why it's covered with a pretty towel. See, we're fancy here. But I like it. And my husband steals it to play his bass on when he needs to sit. I like that it's adjustable. It does have good padding, but it does wear out. And instead of buying a new chair, I had just put a big cushion part of my tilt. This is that foam too. I've got the foam under here and the foam in here. I have problems with my back, my tailbone, so they're needed. Oh, Dee says, hello back, you fabulous quilters and makers of beautiful things. She makes me smile all the time. All of you do, really. Oh, T-Quilts does have lots of beautiful fabrics. Let's see. Kim says, if I try leaders, I wind up sewing it to the block. Not always a good thing. They get in the way. For me. And this works just fine. It doesn't bother me to hang on to these threads. Let's see. One more quick catch up and then I'm going back to jarring the cameras. That's what we're going to go back to. I'm a dork. It happens with or without coffee. I'd like to say it's not enough coffee and then it's too much coffee and these covered my cheat sheet with my keyboard. Unfinished are going to be 2 by 3.5. So I'm going to do my best because they are just almost right at. I'll lose just a little bit over here, probably from me stretching when I pulled it, but I'm going to trim them all to 2 by 3.5. I'm lining up my 2-inch mark and we're going back down now that I've said hello and tucked. Yes, I am in my socks. I sew in my socks. I sew in bare feet. There's no telling what you're going to catch happening around here. And it's dark over here, so. Okay. Line up my 2-inch with the edge at the bottom. I'll try to do this quickly. I know for a fact that I did it this weekend and yesterday, and it was not quickly. And then I have an half-inch mark over here. I'm just going to use it for the sides. Get my 2-inch from the top and the 1/2 inch over there. Just taking off slivers. Sorry if my mic picks that up. It's a horrible noise sometimes. Sometimes it's a cool noise. Speaking of cool noises, what do we think of ASMR? I'm meh about it, but people seem to like it, and I do like the sound of rain. Miss Ellen says, thank you for sharing, Colleen. Oh, Miss Ellen, you know what makes my heart happy? I'm lining my 2-inch on my dark side. I'll tell you, this is going to be a little bit wonky because it is hard for me to see, and my blocks turn out wonky. Two and a half. Just losing slivers and the dog ears. She likes hearing the rain. I had, before I lost my footage, 2-inch first. Before I lost the hard drive last week, I had what I thought sounded really cool, was me folding and cutting bags. It was just tap and then rustle and tap and rustle. If you like ASMR, that would have been really cool, but I lost it. And Melissa's done some bag stuff like that. So Melissa at Practically Creative. Oops, did not get much of that. There we go. Make sure my cursor is there. Let's see, Melissa. I bet Sassy's doing her running. We'll get her in a minute. Ah, Dee Dee says, yes, please. Okay, then. Whoops. Sorry, I have an earbud in so you don't hear my phone go off, just in case. I like music. I've always loved cleaning to music. I love bopping to music. Before I turned y'all on, I had my phone over here with my earbud in. Wake me up before you go. My husband would probably tell you I have questionable taste in music. So does he. 2-inch. Whoops. And then 3.5-inch over here. I'm going to try to get a premiere out Friday morning. Let's hope. A little bit off. Okay. 2.5-inch line. Or 3.5-inch line side to side. That'll work. Actually went pretty quick. Get all that scraping noise. Yesterday, I got this. I was filming it. I did this, then I went to throw it in my trash can. I missed the trash can. It sat there. I did not pick it up till I was done doing what I was doing. Okay. And now, I need my card. Let's see if I can hit the trash can this time. We don't need that. Boop. Kim, thank you. Kim's put in sassy stuff. My petty things so I can see what I'm doing. This side goes this way. Oops. Tell you, after that block I shared that I called a series of unfortunate events, I think I put this one on wrong. I did, didn't I? I put this one on wrong. It's going to have to come off. They should be. Let's see. Yeah, that's not right. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can do it this way. We're not going to take it apart. We're going to adjust. I turn my arrows going the opposite. Am I going to be happy with that? Yes, I am. I am going to be happy with that. So Journey likes the sound of sharp center scissors. This mic can pick up my cutting. If you watch Donna Jordan, she has got the best scissor cutter sound when she cuts. This mic does that. I could sit all day and cut fabric. I couldn't sit all day and cut fabric. But I think I'm going to let it ride wrong. So Journey says, cute spiderweb fabric. Thank you. Glory, see, that's what my husband says, and that's what I tell my husband. Nobody's ever going to know it's wrong unless you think that I'm going to do it like this. And if it bothers you, please, by all means, follow the diagram. This does not bother me. All my arrows are pointing out instead of pointing inward. Does not bother me. So, now that we've got that worked out, I'm going to take, I always have to double check. The ones on the bottom, I'll flip to the top. So I'm going to take my friction pen, take a pencil, take any kind of pen that works for you. And I'm going to mark across that so I can see it a little bit better without losing that tip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in about a 1/4 inch. See, a little bit too much. I don't want to lose that tip. I'm just going to mark it this way. I usually just try to follow my pin down. I put a pin there and I try to follow it down. That one's better. Right at a 1/4 inch. Yay! Helps keep the tips. Actually, I need to move that up just a little bit. I'll adjust while I'm sewing. I'm going to flip them over. Line your fabrics up. And ladies, if you make a mistake on your quilt, the person that you're giving it to isn't a quilter, don't tell them. Dee says she's going to make that her new theme. Let it ride wrong. I'm telling you. Yes, it was a creative choice because I have a very creative mind. I'm lining the edge of my fabrics up. Whoops. Holding on to my threads with this hand. That's why my hand is flat over here. I'm hanging onto those threads while I move my needle down. I think I hear someone stirring. They've got a little while. Let me look. Let it run. Be careful not to knock off the tip and align your fabrics. I'm not going to say I did that, but I did not do it. Dee Dee, I was almost convinced to do the 100-item box thingy you did this weekend. I was thinking I would so much rather do that than sew right now because I'm crazy. And I'm sorry, quilting friends, I do enjoy a good declutter. I really do. And I was thinking I could actually get 100 items without cheating and using the bag of popcorn. I was thinking though, you know, throw a bag of popcorn in there if you're not really feeling it and declare yourself a winner. Over to you. Cutting my chain, cutting my threads. This is my thread catcher box. I just put the threads in there. That way they're not everywhere. And I press to the path of least resistance, which means there's less seam bulk when I press to this side. And if I try pressing to this side, I've got to twist all that. So I'm pressing to the path of least resistance. I don't know why I say that. It's what I think when I do it. And normally I would stop and get my iron and give it a press, but I'm not fiddling with the iron this morning. This will do as it's told or not do at all. And that's how I want my block to be. So I'm going to take this one and turn it over. Hold it right here. I'm not going to draw a line. I'm going to be a wild woman this morning. Lining my edges up here. I'll worry about that one when I get to it. Put your foot down, then needle down. On my thread, let it run. I don't know what I was thinking the other day. That one that I said line them up and let them run. All I can think about is cars when I'm doing this. I've always been told I have a left foot. And voila. That side is done. We pray correctly. If not, it's a design choice. There's no turning back now. Let's see. That is not the path of least resistance. Less bulk in the center here makes it easier to press to it. And I do have my seams. The center seam is the only one I have to line up. Let's see if I can turn these without messing up. I have pressed one this way and pressed one this way. So they will now, when I put them together, let's get that in there. They nest up right there. That's the only intersection I have to worry about. There is a crossing line right here, and I'm going to put my pin through and make it go through the other side. That was my nail. That was not the fabric. This one's a little bit lower. Also, if you look at the point, put your pin through the point. Oh, that's not focusing. Focus. I don't know what it wants to see. Okay. Put your pin through the point right there. It will also keep that. Then line up my edges. Oh my goodness. Who is calling me? I have to get this. I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. I'm going to mute y'all. Please speak to each other. I was going to mute. There it is. Whoops, not an emergency. My phone never goes off this early. Let's see, where was I? Lori says, I guess they were talking about Lori's account. Moving around, house cleaning and watching at the same time. I do that, especially on the weekends. Sorry about that. That was one of my sons. It was an emergency. He just knows that I'm an early riser. He had no idea I have a YouTube channel or that I was live right now. So I'm going to line up these edges. Either side I sew on, I'm going to run into a seam that I need to put down. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with this side because that's where my pin is. Yeah, my family, with the exception of my two sons now, really don't know about the YouTube. It's not something they're interested in either. I will use my nails to hold those fabrics down. Sometimes I raise the presser foot. When I'm got my camera over here filming this, I use my seam ripper like a stiletto because it's here and I can. And there is no quilt police here. And I go all the way up to the needle. Before I take that out, I'm going to realign my fabrics here. I'm trying to get in the habit of using my seam ripper to pull the needles out with and guide it, because when I'm filming, let's see, this machine hates, it and I are going to have a talk later. It doesn't like intersections. There, we're right now. Anybody else not have any family subscribe to them that has a channel? My one son did, because he kept sending me, it doesn't really matter which way I press this, he kept sending me music that hurt my head. So when I started doing shorts, he'd send me a song, and I'd send him one of my shorts, I think in retaliation. There we go. Press that, and once I get this pressed with my iron, let's get that over here, we can do that. It's going to look so much prettier. While this heats up, I'll finish my story. He kept sending me music that was hurting my head. Sometimes it was great music, sometimes it wasn't my style. He'll say, Dad will like this. So I got one of my shorts, the one that I made his blanket into a short with, Wayward Son was on it. And I sent it to him. He sends me a message back. I subbed to you, Mom. I haven't gotten any more music from him, though. I am just being careful not to get any, try not to get any tucks underneath those where the fabric's folding over itself. This is Mary Ellen's Best Press. I actually dilute it. 50% water, 50% Mary Ellen's. Maybe a little bit more Mary Ellen's. I don't like it very, very stiff. It gives it just enough stiffness. And I press it until it's dry. Now I'll look back. So that. On the Flying Geese paper. Lori asked what's my thoughts on the Flying Geese paper. I haven't used it, but I like FPP. And I drew some of these in a smaller version on some newspaper print. Made my own FPP. It's really simple. I think I would love it. I don't know how much I'd use it, because I'm pretty sure it just comes in one size at a time. So you have several of one size. Let's try. But I like FPP, and you get very, very sharp points. I don't think that's too bad. It is finished, and it should be seven, I think 7 3/4, no, closer to 7.5. These aren't exact because I'm just, yep, 7 3/4. And it's hard to get the camera to line up. It shows it wonkier than it actually is. But the plan is to put some sashing or something around them to bring them all up to a similar size. Haven't thought that out. I'm very happy with how that turned out, especially on a live, because, you know, if it's going to go wrong, it will go wrong on a live. Sojourner says, lining up seams is so hard for me. I'm always thinking, okay, got it this time. Oh shoot, missed again. Frustrating. Yeah. Let's see, which one was it? There are tips lost over there somewhere. There are tips lost. There are, especially on the pinwheels. Pinwheels. Yeah, that sounds right. Especially on my pinwheels, this does not like to go over those intersections, and it pushes. Even on these, I thought there was one that it made wonky. Well, I can't find it now. So if I can't find it, it's not there. It's perfect. It is just as I intended. But the bulk pushes against this foot. There is a gadget Gypsy Woman Wendy showed on her channel that you can put under here, and it helps go across that. This thing just wants to fight. The time I turn it on, it sees an intersection. It's never seen one that it's liked. It wants to fight it, and I'm getting better at fighting it back. Thank you. Let me catch back up. I've lost my place. It's 38 degrees where Kim is. Feels like 31. Our high is to be a whole 49 degrees today. Yes. See, I like that. My hot flashes like that. They don't like this long sleeve shirt so much. That's why the window's open. It's about that here. Laura says, my kids and hubby thinks I should have a YouTube channel. Nope. Don't want the headache. It's work. I'm not going to lie. It's work, especially these shorts things. Filming, editing, trying to get it short to where it makes sense, because I want them to make some type of sense. If you put all the shorts together, you would come up with the blocks I make in very high speed. It doesn't get the talking. Good morning, Melissa. It doesn't have the talking that the voiceovers for the longer content that I'm putting out. But you know, if you're in a hurry and see, I don't have a problem with bad words coming out of my mouth by accident anymore. So I'm pretty good there. I don't suspect I'll get in trouble for a potty mouth unless Fiddlesticks does it for him. And I'm shaking the camera again. I know I get squirmy after sitting here for a while. My hips, my back, nothing likes it after a little bit. So Journey says she's going to adjust her schedule. I like seeing the way you explain what you're doing. Great work, Colleen. Thank you so much, Tracy. That is so sweet. I am going to try, pardon me, to make a habit of a live Monday morning at 6. I know, nobody likes it. We all get up early. That's when I can do it. At 6. And then I'm thinking Fridays, do a pre-record like I did last week and do it a premiere, assuming that I can get a block done every week, edited, and put up. Tracy says that's a neat spray bottle. I got this, and there is a link underneath the description in the description box. I'm almost positive I put that in there. At the time I bought this, it was $5 or $6, and it's just the right size. It's a continuous spray, and what it is, it's for hair. I think it's hairspray they usually put in them. It was made for hairspray products. I saw someone talk about it. I wish I could remember who. I watch so many I forget. And it does, I'll tell you a secret, if you do get this bottle, occasionally it's got a bladder in it. It's that plastic thing. Oh, you can kind of see where it bubbled right there. It's got a bladder. Occasionally air gets in it, and I just open it, and I press it down, and I turn it, and it'll start spraying again. I saw lots of comments that it's not spraying. They say empty it every time. I was doing that, emptying it out when I wasn't using it. That is a pain in the neck. I've had it for a year now, I think, and it works fine. just occasionally because of that bladder thing, and I take it and I spin that hard part around the plastic to open up that plastic and put it back on. It works fine. I'm going to shut this off. Seems like I was going somewhere before I interrupted myself with that. Oh, I've scrolled. Let me scroll back up. Miss Ellen says, that's beautiful, Colleen. Thank you, Miss Ellen. She does beautiful work. So does Melissa, and I'm getting to Melissa's comments. I see her. She's saying hi to everybody. Don Denny says, looks good to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody coming and visiting with me. I know it's hard. I don't get to be in all the live chats anymore. In fact, I watch them after the fact and comment most of the time. There's only a couple I moderate in, and I do try to be there for that, Melissa and Stephanie. And Miss Ellen's, I do try to get in there. But it seems like everybody is going on Lori Quilting in the Country. Everybody goes on about the time I'm in the car. I can't even watch. All I can do is listen. I can't comment. I just stuck there in that car driving. I noticed my hair is already starting to do its own thing. 5 o'clock in the morning. It's an angel. By 5:30, it's a rebellious little brat. Let's see. So Journey, Tracy says, oh my gosh, Wendy's quilts are amazing, aren't they? That, her accuracy. That's one thing you're just not going to see a lot of for me, is unpicking to make sure all of these are perfectly aligned, or if I lose a tip, I'm going to take that out and redo it. I'm not. I'm just not. And nobody's going to ever know it unless I tell them. Stop telling people what you've done wrong on your quilts, ladies. They don't know. They don't care. Either they're not all that impressed that you've made a quilt that they can buy at the store anyway, or they just don't have a clue that you've done something wrong and appreciate that you love them enough to take the time and spend the money, because quilting is not a cheap hobby, to make them something particular for them. Let's see. Practically Creative. We were talking about you earlier, by the way. I don't know what your last number was. I haven't looked. Haven't had a watch party this morning for you. But congratulations, you're over 900, and I'm going to put it out there right now. I'm betting 1K by Sunday. If you haven't subscribed to her, if you haven't checked her out, please go check her out. She's very down to earth. Oops. That would be fun, seeing this whole thing tip over into my lap. Let's not do that. Oh, that's a good idea, Dee Dee. I'll get there. Lori says, mornings are good for me. Yay, they're good for someone. Every morning I'm like, I'm going to be here by myself. That's okay, though. We do what we can do when we can do it. And there's always the replay. If you missed the live, always check out the chat, because I drop all kinds of links in there. And let's get that flying geese, 4 at a time flying geese in there, just in case someone wants to check those out if they haven't done them yet. This was my first time. I thought it was very easy. I am way back there, aren't I? I usually have my timestamps on. Miss Ellen says, you can always replace words with a good, clean one. Mercy. Yes. And oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Practically Creative says, I love Mr. Bottles. They are great for conserving one's spray starch. Yes, that's what I'm using it for. And Dee Dee, this is one I was trying to get to. I've seen people use it for cleaners or room sprays, and I think that's a brilliant idea too. Put some, what is it, water and essential oils. Give it a shake. You got a good mist for some room sprays. I don't know how it would do with soap. Put some soap in there. Get you a mist of soap. You could always try it. It's reusable. You don't, not throw it away every time I use it. I get a big bottle and I put it into this bottle. So instead of getting a little bottle and throwing them away every time they're empty. But the little bottles are great. Yeah, I'd probably use that for travel and not this. This would probably spill on you. I don't travel, so I'm way behind, aren't I, ladies? So Journey Tracy says, cool, thanks. I can use a bottle like that. They're very handy. And Miss Ellen says, you need to find that bottle. I should put that in my links. In fact, let's see if, oh, yep, first thing I see when I go to my cheat sheet. I have another window up doing a copy and paste. That's where my eyes are. There it is. It's at Amazon. I'm sure they have them other places. I'm cheap, and that's where I got it. I mean, I'm frugal. I'm frugal, and that's where I got it. Let's see. Melissa. Whoop. Oh, she put the name in there for us. Oh, what was that, Dawn? Dawn wants to starch the way Kimberly Jolly does. Don't know if I've got the time for that. I know. Time and space. I hanging clothes to dry is what that reminds me of, and I don't want them hanging. It is beautiful. If you've got a spare bathroom and the time, I would totally do that. Sherlock says, just spray all the fabric, then hang it to dry overnight. Yeah. Melissa's Amazon links are too long for chat. That's why we use Bitly and cheat sheets. I had my cheat sheet up just in case there was something somebody wanted, because I can't get to the details from my live box. Don Denny said, I'd soak it in the kitchen sink and hang it to dry. Yep, that'll work too. If you really want to do it the way she does it, there's lots of ways. She even uses a foldable clothes drying rack. I've seen her use that. I know they've got those at Amazon. Yes, Melissa. Yes, I was talking about you earlier. And if you want to know what I said, you're going to have to go back and look, because I ain't telling you. I'm going to tell you, I was talking about your numbers. I think I'm hilarious. Have y'all noticed? I'm much funnier when I have my husband as the straight man. Actually, I don't know which one of us is a straight person when we're being funny. Melissa is at 921. Yay, congrats. Miss Ellen says, did you all know after starting a channel back in 2014 that I can now post links in my bio photo up to 5? So my daughter might and her crafty shop link with me. Oh, yes. I think you only have to be at over 100 to do those. I don't know how new it is, but that's where I have the tip buy me coffee thing at. That's the only link I have. I thought about putting other people's links there because I like to share other people's links. I like to share other people's channels. I'm not so fond of being in front of the camera, although I am trying my best. Let's see. Backwater shop just uses spray starch, then hangs it. Congratulations, Melissa. Enjoyed starting my morning with you and your quilty friends. My 18-month-old grandson is en route, so I better sign off and get ready. I need full focus. He moves faster and thinks quicker than me, Dee Dee says from My Big Tidy Up. And again, if you haven't checked her out and you like tidying, decluttering, cleaning, all that good stuff that we all do, I do it regularly because I'm just like that. Go visit her. And Dee Dee, thank you again for coming. You have a wonderful day and a great week. And I will see you Friday at 5 o'clock. Every Friday, 5 o'clock Central, she drops a video. And I am sitting here. When you see me use, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's so Dee Dee gets subliminal messages. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Put your video up. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Put your video up. because I'm a good person like that. Practically creatives, it thinks. I'm practically creatives. It's practical, yes. I'm practical. Melissa says I'm always team replay. Sherlock So is laughing at something. Tracy says hearts. Hi, Melissa. Guess who, Nancy? I'm back. They brought breakfast. Oh, good. You got to eat. Kim dozed off. No worries. I would probably doze off if I sat still too long. Let's see. Everybody's hanging on. Hi again, Nancy. I don't know where Sylvia went off to. I'm pretty sure she said she had something to do because it is, I have my world clock up so I don't have to remember these things. It is 1:10 in the afternoon in London, in the UK. It says London, but the UK is the same thing. In the UK, where my friend Sylvia, who does FPP, is from. And she is a very good teacher. I saw some stuff that she taught Tracy Albert. Oh my gosh. I wish I could do little pieces like that all at once because my brain wants to start and get it finished. But my back has to do it a little bit at a time, which drives my brain crazy. Let's see. Hello, no. Don Denny. Nope. I'm a hoarder. She's have a cow. If she's seen my sewing room. Oh, I will later. I will put a short up. Probably with the song Dirty Laundry again, because I think that would be funny. I actually have a very small bedroom that I can use. I don't have internet back there. I don't have any company back there. I don't have good lighting back there. But it does have my other machine on the table my husband made me. It's just a very basic, all I needed. It's got a fold down leaf on it, table back there, no drawers or anything. I just got a bookcase and a 4 from Walmart. Can't think of the brand. It's a cube organizer. Whatever that brand is that they have. But it needs to be tidied. I've been pulling things out and leaving them. Last week, the arthritis and stuff in my ribs, I was not going to fight anything to have it tidy like I want it. I was fighting to breathe, so it was a bad week. Lord is good, though, because I got through every day of 5 hours in the car. It may not sound like a miracle to most people. That is a miracle. That he gave me relief for that time that I was stuck in the car. Don Denny. Oh my goodness. Melissa says, Don, have you seen mine? LOL. She's laughing. My machines aren't broke, so I sew over cleaning any day. LOL. And Melissa says, Tracy's Kingdom Hearts will be gorgeous. It will. Oh my goodness. I should get her to send me some pictures so I can share them. Guess who, Nancy says, I'm a hoarder myself. Okay. So I know this about crafters and sewers in general. We have hoarding tendencies. Lucky my finance wouldn't keep up with it. But, Sherlock sews her second craft room. See, did you hear that? Her second craft room. Who's jealous? No, I like what I have. That's one thing I'm very grateful. I have learned to be content in what I have and where I am. If I can't have something else, I'm okay. I know the Lord provides for me in my needs. And this isn't a need. It's a want. I know the difference. Oh, where do we go? Oh, Melissa says amen, Don. Oh. Melissa says, Nancy, you're a fabric curator. Oh, we're fancy. That's the best accent I can do. My hick takes over. My hick accent. Melissa says Arthur is mean. Oh my goodness, he is. He's probably not going to be too nice to me after setting up like this, but it's nice to have people to talk with. And we'll get back to you, Melissa. I see what you said. It's nice to have people to talk with and chat with and converse with while I sew something, even if it's simple. And I never expect everybody to follow with me. If you want to, that's why I include the cut, how, to cut the pieces and stuff. If you want to try to follow it with me, that's great. If you want to bring your own piece, that's great. I'm doing this because it makes me happy. Just pick a card and figure it out. That's what I am enjoying right now. I'm never going to remember Fabric Curator. Should title a short that. Oh, you should title a short that. Sherlock says, I wouldn't be able to set that long. No way my tailbone would bring me down. I'm pretty sure that's what's supposed to say. Yeah, that's why I'm leaning like this. I know it's not all. That's just never going to be me. I have to adjust to get the pressure off. And then Melissa says, this is what I said I was going to get to. Did you mention that your channel is at 322 this morning, Colleen? I don't think I said 322, but I did say I got several subscribers, and I'm thankful for the shout out that Lisa gave me. I love doing her block, and I use glow-in-the-dark fabric. Glow-in-the-dark fabric. See, I want more, but I'm not going to get more. Halloween is almost here. I don't need to have it hanging around for next year unless it's on sale, and that thought could change entirely. Melissa says, Colleen's growing fast too. Dundee, I'm blessed to have 2 rooms for sewing quilting. Being single has its benefits. Amen. Good. Oh, yeah. I'm not throwing shade on nobody that can have 2 rooms. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. That would just be so cool. That's the other thing. I don't hate on people who can do those things, because that makes my heart so happy that they can do those things. I'm kind of weird like that sometimes. I know. The second craft room came about because hubby won't stop buying stuff, so you're making it inconvenient for him to hide his hoard in there. Or is it the tools that he was buying and he needed to do something with them if he was going to buy all them and stop his buying of needless tools? I'm a needless tool buyer. I used to be. And it turns out that we needed all those tools. Got a hacksaw and an angle saw. We took the faucet. Okay. We've clearly moved into story time with Colleen. Sewing's over. Chatting's begun. Here's the book. Wait, I can do a Vanna White. That's the best I got. Our faucet needed to be changed. Oh, I missed you too, Sojourney Tracy. I saw your comment the other day and I'd been wondering about you. I'll get back to my story in a minute. Melissa says, what's the use of knowing fancy words if you can't use them for the benefits of others? I like the way you think. Let's talk this up a little bit more. That cutting my head off thing was driving me nuts. Miss Ellen says, gotta go home now. Bye, Miss Ellen. You have a good day, and try to catch her tomorrow if she's able to go on live. Keep her in your prayers. We love hearing the stories about when she was younger, her parents. She's just very uplifting in the way she tells stories. It's a hard life, but you made it through. By the grace of God go I. I'm telling you. Well, Lisa was so impressed by Colleen's version that Lisa put a link to Colleen's blog in her original video description. She did. She put it in the video description. I think on both of her last videos, she said she is going to put my link in there, which is just, Lisa is fabulous. I've seen her do a lot of applique, but she does other blocks. That one right there. She did it in Christmas fabrics, colored fabrics for a Christmas theme. And it was beautiful. I was just dying to do that block. It looked so easy. But she does applique. And she is just a wonderful teacher and explainer for my mind. It just clicks with me the way she's explaining it. And I'm going to try it someday. Sherlock So says, yay on numbers, Colleen and Melissa. Well, Lisa was so impressed. Okay, I read that. Melissa, so shout out to Colleen for that. That was amazing. I am still so nervous with my voiceovers. It's hard talking to yourself and going back and explaining something you've done in a timely manner. That was 40 minutes. I'd really like to make them shorter, but I may not be able to. Melissa says, oh no, Lori's hubby buys stuff for her. Lori, girlfriend, we need to talk about how you get that to work. No, I'm teasing. My husband, when we have the money, and we're both very practical, when we have the money, we just let each other know that we're spending it. I don't have a job. I don't get disability. Because when I applied for my disability, well, it's not doctors that make that choice. My doctors would tell you I am disabled. In fact, the social services said I qualify for disability if I wasn't married. I'm not getting divorced, so I can get disability. But we're just, Don says, congratulations on the subs, Colleen. Thank you. But we're just, if we spend $10, we're like, hey, I'm going to spend $10. Like this weekend, I got the box that you ordered, Melissa, of the half square triangle deck to play with. I told him I had a coupon and I was ordering it, and he's like, okay. He almost told something that I probably shouldn't. Not my business, not my concern. Oh, Lori says he's working on spoiling her, is what Melissa said. He bought me the sewing tools I didn't know I needed. I love that. That's what's so fun about moderating and watching other people's channels. You see fabrics you didn't know you needed. You see tools you didn't know you needed. Well, Lord was saving me from myself. When my hard drive took off, my Christmas list did too. Which is basically a link to anybody and everybody's stuff I've shared or I've seen that I want to hang on to for my birthday or Christmas, which my birthday is coming up. I told my husband, I said, I'm just going to get that card builder deck and call it an early birthday present. I think it'll be handy. Oh, Lori says, Lisa C. Apparently, Lisa Marie came in a few times, so I put Lisa M for her and Lisa C for Lisa Capin. That's what the problem is. Where was I going? Tell my son I'd call him back. Now my mind is just going everywhere. Melissa loves the box. It's so much fun, the HST box. There you go. There she is. What I was going to say earlier is the faucet was dripping, and it got to where it's just basically a stream, and you can't get it, no matter how you wiggle that, you can't get it to shut off. We bought a new faucet like back in February or March. When my husband got under there, he was going to change it, and the nut that holds the faucet on, I don't know what they put that thing on with, but he said he's going to have to pull the sink to get that off. And I was like, can't you just get in there and tap it or get a cheater bar and pull it? And he was like, nope. And he got it off, and he got a hammer, and he got the, what's that called? The extension for a socket. And he got the hammer and he was tapping it, trying to get it to go around while I was holding it still. That thing still, it turned the whole thing. It would not come off. I don't know if it's soldered, if it's welded under there somehow. I don't know. So we take it out to the garage. He gets the hacksaw. And he starts cutting off hoses so he can do some tearing it out of the sink is what we did. He used, and I was talking to Melissa about it. She said the hacksaw, and I said the angular, angular grinder to cut it off with. Well, he used both, and we got that thing out and got the new one back in. But those are tools that I bought him one year. I bought him a circular saw, or I bought me a circular saw for his birthday. I'm a good wife. I wanted a circular saw. Why did I want a circular saw? I might need it someday. The toolbox we have that I organized, we had 7, I counted 7 portable toolboxes full of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, we have the money. Let's just get one big toolbox and get all these. I was like, why do we have 10 of one size socket? Because I couldn't find it when I needed that size. So I went and bought another one. And also, somebody had sticky fingers, had borrowed from his dad when he was younger and didn't return them. I was like, so we have half a toolbox full of stuff that belongs to your dad. You think maybe we should return it? He's not missing it. Okay. Okay. But it is all organized, all the sockets. I organized all the sockets, all the wrenches. And this weekend, he said he didn't realize how much he liked having that toolbox on wheels until he rolled it out to fix the water pump that went out in the car. And he could find all the sockets, all the wrenches, everything where they should be. Let's see. What did I miss? Don Denny says that's dangerous for me. Guess who, Nancy? Yes, when you replaced the faucet. And Don Denny says, oh, Lord. Makes me think if my ex, he bought me a alternator for my birthday one year. See, I'm practical like that at Christmas time. And this is why my mom doesn't like giving me money for my birthday. It's not a lot of money. She has a lot of kids and a lot of grandkids. But should send a check for like, I'm just going to make the number, like $20. And she would tell me, don't use it on bills. Don't use it on food. Buy something for yourself. That would drive me nuts. Because if we have bills to pay, that's where the money would go. And she got to where she's like, use it on you. You're going to use it on you, right? And of course, I can't tell her. Nope, I'm going to use it on bills. So then I'd have to say, yes, I'll use it on me. And it would sit there and I would angst over having to spend money on me. I'm getting better at that, though. We don't have 5 kids anymore. It's nice. Not having the 5 kids. People, be polite. Hello, little Dawn. We had a friend who used to tell his wife she needed a new. I told my husband about this, Melissa. She needed a new galvanized go faster when he wanted to buy new video games. I am so thankful that I know a little bit about cars and tools. And what I don't know, I will look up. I can't remember who it was. They were told they needed windshield wiper fluid, or not windshield wiper fluid, bleaker fluid. So, and I don't want to embarrass someone by telling, in case they do see this at some point. They're like, do I have to refill the blinker fluid? Yes, you do, and it's going to cost you $50. Be happy to help you with that for $30. Lori says she doesn't normally buy stuff for herself. It's a struggle for me. When I started donating plasma to get some extra money just to buy some extra fabric because we didn't have the extra money for it. I was happy to do that. It helped me. It helped someone else. My body did not like it, so I had to stop. But I have enough fabric for a while. And also, I split it with my husband. My husband got more games that way, too. He works very hard at a nasty, dirty job. We like to have things we like. Melissa, still laughing at Melissa. Practically Creative. Melissa says, they have been married 30 plus years, so it must be work for them. So it must work for them. I don't know. I would let my husband get by with that. I'd make him explain it to me, though. Really, that's what it needs? Tell me where it's going to go. Okay. You go do that. My dad was a mechanic. My brothers are shade train mechanics. Learned from my father, though. And they fix cars all the time. Nothing goes wrong. It's not like you go to them and the next day you're like, there's something ain't right still. They do it and they do it right. I come from that line. Now the boys, it wasn't anybody being really sexist. It's just how we grew up. The boys, when it was time to do something on the car, come help me hold the flashlight. Now, if I was the only one around, I got to help hold the flashlight, which I'm pretty sure was code for I want somebody to yell at. Because have you ever held a flashlight for a mechanic? Especially here, you want to see too. I did. I was curious. You want to see too, so you're holding it so you can see, and they can't see. My dad's sitting there going, "That's not where I'm looking." Before long, it goes back over here. That's not where I'm looking. It was helpful. But the boys were shown things like that. My mom wanted me to sew. She wanted me to learn to sew. She can sew. I had no interest in sewing. I had no interest in cooking. Baking, yes, because you can make cakes. Not sewing, not cooking, no. Not, I was fine with dishes and stuff like that. Cleaning my room was always tidy. I was always trying to organize things neater. I'm going to have to get off here pretty soon. So I'm going to read this from Practically Creative and Don Denny, and we're going to start our goodbyes because I have been on too long. College kid needs to get up. I need to return my son's phone call, who may actually have gotten on YouTube. I doubt he finds this channel. But okay, Practically Creative says, I also know an older lady who claims she knows nothing about mechanical stuff if a man isn't around, though she can tear down a dryer and repair it faster than an appliance tech. I get that. I held it for my dad and got hit with it a couple times, Don says. I know, right? It's like an excuse to abuse someone. Come help me. Code 4. You're going to get whipped when we're done because you ain't doing it right. No, I didn't get whipped. I was a good kid. Most of the time. Spanked once. Brother's fault. They were talking in church. Guilt by association. We all got spanked. Oh, my mom said that she didn't know how my husband and I are still married. It's because we argue it out and don't hold resentment. Exactly. So Journey said that, Tracy. Lori says, I was the oil rag running for my family until I gave my uncle a Kotex for a rag. This is no longer kid friendly. Please remove the little ones. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, that is hilarious. That's what he also said when women had their friend. Lori was never around the mechanics again, she says. Guess who Nancy says? I've always said if a man can do it, I can also. LOL. Exactly. My entire life I've been saying that. I wanted to learn to change the oil on my car because I didn't need somebody else to do what I could do. My brother showed me how to do it. I won't do it, but I know how. So Journey, thank you. She says, looking forward to seeing you again, Colleen. Great live. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you coming and listening to my crazy stories. And I kind of fly by your pants sewing. It worked. I'm very happy with it. And that's what really matters. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes your heart happy. And be happy where you are right now in your journey. You may get to where, pardon me, you're losing tips because you're new and you don't know how to find that X right there and sew on top of it so you don't sew your tip off. And you're losing tips. Be happy that you got it sewn. I'm just happy that I've got it sewn. That's where I am in my journey right now. Let's see. Guess who? Nancy says, thank you for helping time pass. Bless you. Don Denny, had fun, y'all. Thanks, Colleen, and everyone else. Have a great day. Melissa says, Nancy, you're in my prayers. Nancy, you are in my prayers also. Dawn, you're welcome. Everyone, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I can see that 9 people watching, 9 thumbs up. Woo-hoo. And I hope you had a good time, and I will try to do this. Things are kind of contingent on what my back lets me do. I will try to do this every Monday morning and do a premiere where I'm in chat, but not in front of the camera. On Fridays, I don't want to commit to it because I'm not sure I can do it, but we're going to try. And everyone have a wonderful day. Be the light you hope to see in others. The world needs more joy and more praying. I'm not going to make you pray. I'm just saying I will be. Everyone, have a great week. You're all welcome and join me again. Bye.